All right, so let's go ahead and begin the webinar today. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Today we're going to talk about the BeeSafe organic lawn care dealership opportunity. I'll start by saying it's legally known as a dealership, which is at times confusing because it indicates that it almost indicates that we're looking to find people to resell our products, and that is not the case. The dealer network is a business structure that's set up um, not unlike a franchise. It kind of looks and feels, and you have some of the benefits of a franchise, but it is not a legal franchise. You maintain complete control of your business. It is your business. You own 100% of the business. The dealer network is a group of companies that share resources, and in this case, the branding, the BeeSafe branding, and so on and so forth, access to the products. Those are all things we're going to talk about right now and today for the next, I say half an hour, but I tend to go a little bit longer than that. I understand that you guys are busy, and the last thing you want to do is have me ramble on for an hour and a half. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's presentation is about implementing an organic or an alternative lawn care program to your current or future customer base. And we all know that increased awareness of fertilizers and pesticides, things that are very common in the lawn care industry, have begun to be called into question a little bit. And the consumer base, we know for a fact, is looking to find an alternative means to treat their lawns and landscapes and make sure that the products that their company is using are okay for their health and the environment, and that's where we kind of fit right in. We know that being green, that there isn't enough. You can certainly address the demand of these of this particular sort of lawn care service, but you really need to be able to run a good business too. And BeeSafe is as much about running a business as it is being able to do organic or alternative lawn care. Our goal for today is to provide you with information about our industry, about our system at BeeSafe, about the support you get when you become a member of the network. We talk about the characteristics of the ideal applicator, and we also want to help you determine if we're a good fit for you. And that kind of takes a little bit of communication back and forth. At the conclusion of today's webinar, you should definitely know if you'd like to take the next step in the discovery process. So we'll go ahead and get started right now. We'll talk about who we are, what our applicators do. We'll talk about the industry and demand for the type of program that we're talking about. We'll talk about some of the advantages to this particular business model too. So fertilization is something that many of you guys, if you already have an existing landscape company, have considered adding, and sometimes this kind of promotes or helps you make that decision as to whether it's something that you want to add into your business. We'll talk about the programs and the systems, and then what the next steps are as well. I always start these types of webinars or informational sessions with the Entrepreneur Magazine story that was done on us a couple of years ago, and it's now 3 years ago, so maybe I've gone to the well for too long, but I still do think it's an important thing for us to take a look at. And in 2013, Entrepreneur Magazine did a story about us and named us as an industry disruptor. And every year they do a write-up or a feature on a company that's working within their particular industry or given industry, but doing things differently than everybody else. And we were real happy to be named the industry disruptor of 2013. And if you get a chance, maybe Google Entrepreneur Magazine and BeeSafe, and it's a pretty good article. We're proud of it, even though it's been a couple of years now. At the time, it gave us some much-needed credibility in our industry, where we were kind of looked at as an outsider or a disruptor, and that's okay too. We like taking that sort of approach. But much of the lawn and landscape industry has been a little bit slow to adjust to these kind of quantum shifts in consumer demand. and we're happy to fit right in there. We really are, and you know, we'll talk a little bit about that too. So go ahead and Google that. I have a link to it somewhere, but if you, it'll come right up. It's a cool read. And if you're looking to find more information about how we kind of present ourselves, not only within the confines of our industry, but from a public relations sort of perspective too, it's a great stop. Quickly, the history of what we've done. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the past. We want to talk about the future. But I think it's important to at least touch on it. We launched this dealer network in the summer of 2011 as a real sort of strange business model almost. You know what I mean? It was the dealer network in the lawn care industry had never been done before. We currently have about 200 locations across the country. I don't have it on this slideshow, but if you go to mybeesafelawn.com, there's a locations page. You could click on that, mybeesafelawn.com. Click on the locations page, and you can look at many of our locations where we are. We've got a goal of reaching 500 in the next 36 months. I think we've hit a tipping point. We're well into a success story, and we're really looking to push some significant growth in the next few years. And we'd love to have people like you on board to help us get there. We really feel we're a recognized leader not only in organic lawn care, but in the lawn care industry as well. I'll often tell our applicators, you don't want to be known only as an organic lawn care service, but you want to be known as a lawn care service that specializes and can do organic. Sometimes the word organic has some semantic issues, and we'll talk about that a little bit too, but be a lawn service more than you're an organic lawn service. You'll reach a much wider audience that way. We really think we were the first to not only launch this sort of business model into the industry, but we're the first to do it on with an alternative type strategy. Our goal is to not only be the largest, but to also be the best, and we take that really seriously. We're not going away, and we want to continue to be successful in the things that we do. So green is the new green, right? So what does that mean? That means that there's a demand for green products and services, for people are into healthy living more than ever before. And a lot of times you can capitalize on that and be successful from a green money type perspective. A couple of notable customers we like to put out there at the beginning, just so that we can demonstrate that we are not just the niche, that this has gone somewhat mainstream. Harvard University, who's taken their entire campus and converted to organic, have used our products. If you've been down to Universal Studios with your family anytime in the last couple of years, the entire theme park is completely organic, and they are a BeeSafe campus, essentially. I've been down there a bunch of times and spoken with the staff down there. We put together a program specifically for the turf in and around Universal Studios, so that's a really good one. Hadlock Field is an interesting one too, because it is a professional baseball stadium. It is the AAA affiliate, the AA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox up in Portland, Maine, and they've treated their turf organically too with BeeSafe. So it's not just a hippie thing. It is an everybody thing, and that's the demographic we're talking about here. So no longer is the demo just crunchy millennials, right? It's not just young people or hippies or people who spend tons of money at Whole Foods. It's everybody. We run a service business here as well. It's called LawnMark, and LawnMark is a certified BeeSafe applicator. And whenever we do an estimate for anybody, we send them our what we call a professional program, and we send them our BeeSafe program. And more often than not, they choose the BeeSafe program, whether they know they want it or not. Once they've got that information in front of them, they'll choose the BeeSafe program, even though it's more expensive and different than what they thought they were looking for. But because it's an option, whether they knew they were looking for it or not, it makes sense for them to choose that. So we, as I always say, we invite everybody to the party. It's for everybody that wants a nice lawn, including that guy right in the middle there. And if you've got an existing company, you know who that guy is. We all have a couple of them. He expects perfection, and we can offer that too. So the question is, why aren't the national brands doing the same thing? Why aren't, True Green, Scotts, Weedman, Lawn Doctor, those bigger companies actually, jumping on board? Why haven't the big players begun to offer an alternative or organic program? And even True Green for a while had offered their what they called True Natural, and that's kind of been taken off the board a little bit. You would be kind of surprised to think that they haven't, and there are a couple reasons why we think. The first one is that it is pretty complicated. It is not a simple product substitution when you're doing and implementing organic strategies and products. You don't just simply put in organic fertilizer where your chemical fertilizer was. There's a lot more to it than that. We've got some really nice proprietary technology and products that allow us to do it much better than anybody else. And I think that, we've definitely got a leg up on a science-based approach, that some of the other companies don't. So why haven't True Green, Scotts, Lawn Doctor, Weedman, and Spring Green come on board? Why haven't they begun to offer this type of program? Well, they're kind of old school, and when you begin to kind of offer something that you're calling safer or organic or lower impact, or something that's better for the environment or better for the health of your customers, what's the biggest problem? The biggest problem is that you're basically admitting or incriminating yourself for what you've done for the past however many years. And I think there's no doubt in my mind that in big boardrooms with lots of guys in suits at these bigger companies, that's come up. I'm certain of it. And they don't want to admit or basically incriminate themselves for the things that they've done in the past. So I think they're jammed up, and we're happy to jump right in that niche. We really are. We've spent a long time working our way into there, and I think we're going to continue to get there. So the industry itself is dominated by those 5 companies, 3 to 5 companies that are not offering organic lawn care or alternative lawn care or lower impact lawn care, natural lawn care, whatever you want to call it. They have not acknowledged it. And when you think about again the quantum shift in consumer demand, where people are looking for more green products, the growth of whole foods. Think about the section in your grocery store that for organic vegetables or organic food. It's more than quadrupled in the last, call it a decade or whatever, more than that. The demand for organic food has just skyrocketed, and the demand for healthy living and green products have skyrocketed. And none of our competitors on a national basis have acknowledged that. It's kind of crazy. Municipalities, towns and cities have passed legislation, so many of them. I mean, whether it's the state of New York, where there's a Child Safe Playing Field Act that doesn't allow you to use lawn pesticides where children generally congregate, or if it's so many towns in the state of Maine that have been able to pass municipal bans. Scarborough, Maine is our applicator in Scarborough, Maine. Go Green Landscaping has an $80,000 account with the city of Scarborough to handle all of their city-owned turf. South Portland just passed a ban. All over the country, there are this legislation being passed that is a direct target at chemical lawn care. Those municipalities are hiring companies, and there just aren't a lot of companies out there to do it. So when you look at the industry in and of itself, those top 5, they represent 95% of the market share out there. I believe we are at the tipping point where that is about to go upside down. I think we are absolutely there. To have 5 companies, 5 chemical lawn care companies represent more than 95% of the market share is just a recipe for our success. And to think that we're right on the doorstep of that, it makes me very happy. And I think you should take a hard look at jumping on board too. You notice I combined Scotts and True Green into $1.5 billion in lawn service, because if you don't know this, True Green and Scotts are the same company now. True Green bought Scotts earlier this year, so it's really 4 companies that represent 95% of the market share. To me, that's just crazy. And none of them acknowledge what we're doing. So as we continue to talk about the industry and the demand for these sort of products, if you're an existing lawn service company, you can probably relate to this more so than if you're a startup, and that's okay too. But the fertilization segment of the green industry is very different than the landscaping part of it. So we're not talking about maintenance or mowing. Lawn fertilization services continue to be in very high demand. It's an industry that, you know, everybody wants a nice lawn. There's no doubt about it. The fertilization segment of our industry is a much higher margin than many of the other. Think about all the lowballing that's going on out there with maintenance and cleanups and those landscaping services. There's a very high margin in fertilization, especially with organic fertilization and organic business. Your margin is significant. Lawn care is very predictable, not only from week to week to month, from year to year. And we spend a lot of time doing business consulting with our BeeSafe applicators, and what we kind of promote is that lawn care fertilization becomes math more than anything. The same things happen over and over and over and over again. Well, in terms of cash flow and sales and cancels, everything's based on historical data. What happens before will happen again, and that helps us plan, and that helps us run good businesses. Our customers are very happy to refer their lawn services to other companies, to their friends and neighbors and family. Every year they come back. It's a recurring and referral type client base. Your cancel rate will be in the neighborhood of 12%. So more than 90% or almost 90% of your customers will come back year after year after year after year, which is incredibly important in terms of marketing and the value of your business. Obviously, upsell potential. If you've got a group of lawn care customers and you provide other services, they are willing to spend money once you gain their trust. So they are happy to work with you for sure. So let's switch gears for a minute. And guys, I just want to let you know I do see that you've asked some questions, and that's great. I will have a question and answer period at the end of the session. Most of the questions that you'll ask, feel free to go ahead and type it into the console there. Most of the questions that you do ask, I kind of know what you're going to ask along the way. We've been doing these webinars for quite a while, so I know the typical questions, and we generally cover most of the stuff. So if I don't stop to answer your question right away, it's because I'm going to answer it at some point down the line. So I just wanted to let you know I'm not ignoring you. What does a BeeSafe potential candidate look like? What do we look at from you in terms of who do we like to see join the network? We always, and again, I say company, but if you're an individual or a startup, we found that, you know, if you're a brand new business, or even if you don't have a business yet, sometimes those companies and those types of individuals are more successful than established businesses just because they're going into it with a clean slate. So we're looking to work with people who are looking to grow their business, and they're comfortable with change. This is different than what people are used to. We do it differently, and we promote that difference as much as possible. You can be a startup or an existing and established business. We like to see you be organized, right? That kind of goes without saying, with some self and corporate discipline. The reason we put that there is because we want to emphasize that this is as much about running good businesses as it is about being, advocating for fewer chemicals. And you'll see that as a theme throughout, especially if you do join the network. We talk more about business and marketing than we do about, lawns sometimes. So that, we like to put that out there at the forefront. Obviously, we want you to be passionate about lawns, and that sounds silly, but once you get into the lawn care business, and if you're already in, you get this, people become obsessed with it, and you will too, and I think that's a good thing. Passionate about customer service and being passionate about the environment is important too. It doesn't hurt to have a passion for healthy living and a healthy environment, obviously. And you must be okay with following a system, because the BeeSafe products and programs are just that. They are a system. I want to emphasize that we're not talking about a product substitution. We're not just, saying, to borrow a line from my good friend Chip Osborne, this is not about a box, bag, or bottle, okay? This is about a system. This is a science-based approach, and you have to be okay with following that system. If you want to just pick and choose products, this is not going to work for you. We build a system specifically for you and your business and where you are in the country. What should you expect from us? So, if you join the network, obviously you should expect there to be some benefit from it, and we like to think that there is. From a business standpoint, stability is so important. If you're running a business or thinking about starting a business, there's nothing worse than that spot on the ceiling that you stare at every morning at 3 a.m. because you can't sleep. Stability is so important, and again, that goes back to the theme of running a good business. So that's number one. We hope to be able to provide you with some business stability, from operations to marketing to support. You should expect to have consistent top-line growth. We want you to grow your business and grow sales, and we know for a fact that we can help you do that. We've done it with almost 200 companies, and I've been in the lawn care business since 1993, so we know how to grow sales. And here's a little, play on words that you can see there, which leads to increased stability, right? We all want a stable business and stable lives. We want you to be not only grow sales, we want you to grow your profit. We want you to be able to make money, which leads to what? Increased stability. We want to be able to provide you with consistent budgeting support, running a good business, increased stability. Ongoing marketing support, ways to grow your business, which leads to more sales and more profit and increased stability. Operational support. If you've not been in the lawn care business or you're looking to increase your lawn care sales operationally, we know how to do that, and we can help you. We can support you with that, which again leads to increased stability. So I guess I've driven that home enough, right? So what's the end game here? What's this all about? Why do all of this? Well, many of our applicators are and beyond just stability, have an exit strategy. And in our lawn care business, in our lawn care industry, the reason there's 5 companies that dominate 95% of the market share is because as soon as you get some traction, you can sell your business to them, and that's what not to sugarcoat or ignore the concept. Many companies do that. Imagine if you can grow your business to $1 million in gross sales, you can sell it for $1.5 million and retire. So much easier said than done, but this particular industry is very segmented because the big corporate companies tend to acquire the companies that begin to get some traction. Or if you can grow your business and make a lot of money and just be happy that way too. So how do you go about doing this? Let's talk about that, okay? Let's talk about how you become a BeeSafe dealer and how do you stand out in a very crowded marketplace. Beyond those top 5 companies, there are hundreds of thousands of other smaller companies, and a lot of times, especially in the landscape industry, we all look the same. Well, there's the concept of the purple cow. Has anybody heard of that before? The purple cow, it's a theory by Seth Godin, who is a marketing and branding expert. A couple of you guys are saying that you get the purple cow strategy. Well, how do you grow and set your business apart if you offer the same exact services as everybody else? So you're driving down the road, you see a field of cows. You don't even acknowledge it, right? You see a bunch of cows in a pasture, it's almost as if it's not there. If you're driving down the road and you see a purple cow amongst those cows, what do? You call everybody and say, geez, you guys, I just saw a purple cow. There's a field of cows and one of them was purple. You'll tell everybody about it. So that's how do you stand out? How are you different amongst a group of very similar companies? How do you make your customers stand up and take notice? Well, you have to be the trendsetter, and the more different you are and the more successful you are with what you're doing, the quicker and more efficient your business will grow. And we like to think of BeeSafe as the purple cow. So as a BeeSafe applicator, if you join the network, and we hope you do, we hope you consider it, there's some things that you get, and we want to run through those pretty quickly. I'm already going a little bit late. So access to the BeeSafe organic program. What we do is we've got about 20 or so, give or take, it changes. Sometimes we add products, sometimes we take products out that are proprietary products that we do not sell to anybody else. We don't sell them through stores or distribution. We don't sell them through Site One Landscape Supply, John Deere. We only sell them to certified BeeSafe applicators. We've got a great marketing program, marketing materials, collateral, branding. You'll get a website. You'll get access to My Lawn Quote, and we want you to attend the Organic Lawn Care Institute. So let's talk about those things here. The marketing kickstart package is something that we think is really important. We talk about marketing all the time. It has to be at the forefront of your business and your pursuits. We talk about if you're an existing company doing your marketing makeover with our staff. We've got talented people here who can help you make sure that your branding is going the right direction, that you're doing the right thing. We talk about how to implement a marketing plan every single month. That's something that's very important. As I said, we always want to help you grow your business. How you sell recurring services and upsell other services that revolve around your fertilization program. We do a weekly conference call every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Marketing is always at the top of the list. Our centralized marketing strategy, we've reached a point where here's a couple of examples where, because we've got some leverage. It's not just a small business trying to get good pricing on certain things. With 200 plus locations, we've got leverage when it comes to negotiating pricing, and some things like direct mail and pay-per-click and lists and data and all that kind of stuff we do at a central location right here, and we pass those savings along to you. And here's a great line: wars are won with strategic planning and power in numbers, and that's so true. We are not just one small company. We are a group of small companies representing one big total. And people listen, vendors listen to us now. It's great to have that opportunity. When, say, I talk to a direct mail vendor and he says, instead of doing 5,000 direct mail pieces, we're talking about 500,000. They listen, and they're much more willing to kind of work with us, not only from a creative standpoint, from a pricing standpoint too. In the past, we've done pay-per-click and social media advertising where volume drives that cost down, and that's the BeeSafe network has really, in a lot of ways, become sort of a co-op where we've got groups of companies sharing expenses, purchasing products, driving those costs way down. Here's a couple examples of marketing materials. We've got a direct mail piece from Mr. Green Thumb up here, brochure done in the middle. There's a way one of our applicators has donated some services to a park. In this case, Panther Hollow Watershed is safe and healthy thanks to our friends at Perfilon who do the BeeSafe program there. A couple other estimate forms. Marketing is again, I'm beating a dead horse. Marketing is really, really important to us. So the branding really makes a big difference too. And we've found, especially in lawn care, that people are apt to work with, while they want to work with small and locally owned businesses, they tend to gravitate towards that national brand. And I think we've reached that tipping point as well, where there has to be some comfort involved with with this too, and BeeSafe does have some national recognition. Here's some ways that BeeSafe applicators have used the brand on truck wraps. We've got companies that have done gigantic trailers and done their trucks up all nice with the BeeSafe branding. There was a company in Delaware who had done a bunch of billboards, postcards, brochures, website flyers, door hangers, trade shows, all those things. You are opting into a system and program that has that national recognition. We'll do a website for you. We've got a whole brand new program that we are psyched to launch. As a matter of fact, the gentleman who's working on it is texting me literally as we speak. We're looking forward to getting that out to you. You'll have a web page specific to your BeeSafe branch, or to your BeeSafe business with search engine optimization, lead capture, the pricing tool that we'll talk about in a minute, which is My Lawn Quote. You're able to accept payments right over through your website. My Lawn Quote is a real-time quoting pricing tool that we developed a few years ago for the BeeSafe network. Generates inbound leads, allows you to send outbound leads. It's mapping. You basically measure lawns using the satellite measuring tool, and you're able to get a quote in somebody's hand right away. Somebody calls you for a quote, you can have a price for them and make that sale on the same phone call. It works so well. It is that effective. At Lawnmark, we use it every day, all day. Mentioned products before. We design a program specifically for you and your business using our proprietary products. We do not sell our products to anybody else other than certified BeeSafe applicators. It's a distribution method we chose years ago that we're not going to try to go to market with our products through stores and John Deere and SiteOne and other lawn care product distributors. We only sell our products directly to BeeSafe applicators. I'm not going to spend a ton of time. In fact, I'm going to spend very little time on this right now. I know a couple of you have already asked questions about the products. That is a completely different can of worms that we could spend hours talking about. I will tell you that our products are different because they are biologically based. And that's what makes us very different from any standard lawn care program or organic lawn care program. It is all based on soil improving microorganisms, and they are part of the products. You will be applying, bacteria and fungi and other, rhizospheric microorganisms that make the difference. This is science-based. This is not product-based, and this is different than anything you've ever seen before. So, the Organic Lawn Care Institute is a major, major, major part of what we do. Okay, so the Organic Lawn Care Institute, I'm going to shift gears a little bit because we're going to get away from the benefits of the products and the marketing and the branding and the business support, and we're going to go to the training because we do know that the training is absolutely at the forefront of this whole entire system and process. So the Organic Lawn Care Institute is licensed by the state of New Hampshire. That's where we're located, by the Department of Education, Higher Education Commission, as a career school. We are a post-secondary vocational career school with the primary purpose of educating individuals for a professional job or career. We are approved by the New Hampshire Department of Education. We are an official certified school. Even more importantly, the OLCI is the only lawn and landscape school in the entire country, in the United States of America, that's certified by the VA. And what that means is that if you're a veteran and you qualify to use your post 9/11 GI Bill benefits, you can use those funds to attend the Organic Lawn Care Institute. That was a process and a situation that we're extremely proud of at OLCI. It took many years to get that certification, and we're proud to help vets who are looking for a career or a business opportunity learn this trade and go on and open a BeeSafe business and be successful with that. So if you're a veteran and you qualify for to use your benefits on an educational basis, OLCI is certified by the VA so that you can use those benefits. And if you're a vet, you can talk to one of our admission specialists here, and they can go over all of those things with you. It's awesome. We're really excited about it. So the prerequisite for anybody, whether you're an individual or a business, the prerequisite to become a certified BeeSafe applicator is we require that you do attend a session of OLCI. We've determined that training and education is absolutely the biggest determining factor in your success. And that is not only just about products, right? So we're not only talking about soil biology or organics, but so many other things. So at OLCI, our main the main sort of session is a 5-day, 40-hour intensive program that we have here in Manchester, New Hampshire. We just finished one a week or so ago. We focus on agronomics. We focus on organics. We focus on business. We focus on marketing. It is not just a school in which you learn the difference between ryegrass, bluegrass, crabgrass, and fine fescue. We do that, yes, but we also spend tons of time on marketing and business and making sure that if you are going to take on this pursuit, that you do it well, not just you're able to spread fertilizer. So at OLCI, we've got a great group of lecturers and educators. Myself, we are so lucky to have Chip Osborne. If you don't know who Chip is, Google his name, Chip Osborne. He is the leading educator in organic landscape care in the country, and he is a big part, a big component of what we do. Russ Ouellette is a business coach, an inspirational business leader. Jeff Britton has done segments before. He is an existing BeeSafe applicator who's done very well. He did at our last session a segment called Organic Lawn Care, the first 3 years. So Jeff just went through 3 years of sort of being a startup, and it was great because he did a top 10 list of mistakes that you'll make. Number one was don't you put your personal cell phone on your business, on your sales collateral. That it was funny, and he did a great job. So we bring back existing BeeSafe applicators to teach you some of the things that they've learned along the way. Sam Perrin did a couple great segments on trees and ecological landscaping and pruning and that kind of stuff. Julie Glossner works for UNH. Kevin Schofield is here. Kevin was actually a regional manager for the Scott's marketing company, Scott's company doing marketing. So if anybody gets how to make lawn care sales, it is Kevin. David Christensen, who's also at OLCI, does a great segment on social media and branding and public relations. We've put together a really, really nice program. It keeps getting better too. We're really proud of our program at OLCI, and we hope you can come attend a session of it. Even beyond that, beyond what we've accomplished at OLCI, we now have a great program in relationship with Stark Park. I don't expect most of you know what Stark Park is or who General John Stark is. General John Stark is a Revolutionary War general who was known as the hero of the Battle of Bennington. Well, his final resting place is at a great open space over in Manchester, New Hampshire. The Friends of Stark Park have given us the opportunity to turn it into our living classroom. Okay, and here's a picture with a group of guys who were over there during one of our previous training sessions. We do our product and equipment demonstrations there. We talk about plant identification. Sam did a tree tour, a walkthrough, and identifying all the trees and how to do pruning, specific pruning. One of the things that was most popular with his last one was all of the invasives. There are so many invasive plants and species that are becoming a major problem. He identified them and talked about how to control them. Most importantly, we are improving the turf at Stark Park with a 100% organic program. So in exchange for allowing us to train our attendees at Stark Park, we have agreed, obviously, to provide all of our services on a donation basis over at Stark. And it's our goal to turn Stark Park into literally the nicest organically maintained open green space in the country. And I can't tell you how excited we are to be over there and work with that. It is an honor, especially for veterans, to be able to donate time there where a general is literally buried. It is awesome. So the Organic Lawn Care Institute is a major part of what we do. Major part. It is a prerequisite for all certified BeeSafe applicators to attend a session of OLCI. If you can't come to the 5-day live session, there's other ways to do it as well, and we can talk to you about that after the fact. The classes fill up quickly, especially in the off season, you guys. So if you're an existing company, you don't want to leave your business for a few days because you're busy. In November, December, January, and February, we are often booked. We limit it to 20 attendees. To keep the class sizes small. We do have existing BeeSafe applicators coming back to it. When you're an existing BeeSafe applicator, we offer you and your staff to come back at no charge anytime you want to go through the training. So often over the winter, we have existing companies come back or send staff or train new people. Again, the co-op sort of feel is definitely there, especially with these training sessions. We do them about every 6 weeks. That's kind of a loose a loose schedule. We may do more if demand is higher. We can add them as we go. We do them right here in Manchester, New Hampshire. So if I were you, and this is something that you're considering, it might make sense for you out of the gate to say, hey, I'll wait till spring to do this. Don't wait till spring. By the time we get to spring, it's too late. Okay, you want to be able to get your training done, start your business in the off season, so that when you get to spring, you've got something to work with, right? So don't wait until spring. Absolutely important that you get this done now. So what's the next steps for you? If this is something that you're interested in, if you're an existing lawn and landscape business, if you're an individual looking to start a business, if you're a veteran looking for a new career, and you want to attend the Organic Lawn Care Institute, please get in touch with us. The best way for us to take you to the next level here is to schedule a consultative session with one of our staff here at OLCI. I put my contact information here because if you reach out to me, I can put you in touch with our admissions department at the Organic Lawn Care Institute. I can put you in touch with other existing BeeSafe applicators or dealer advisors here who can answer all of your questions. Drop me an email at tkelly@naturaltechinc.com, or you can call 603-587-0384, and you'll get Rebecca, who will put you in touch with whoever you need to talk to. If you want to reach out to me directly too, that's fine. I'm more than happy to talk to any of you about anything we've got going on. So we're going to finish up about 40 minutes here. I think looking at the questions, I've answered most of them. Does anybody have any additional questions? Listen, I know there are a couple of questions about products. I'm not going to get into that right now because I can, go on for an additional 60 minutes here, and we don't want to do that. I know you're busy, and I know that some of you are watching a recorded version of this and appreciate me not rambling on forever and ever. So products, let's schedule a time to talk about after the fact. A couple of you guys asked about protected territories. There was a point where we did offer a program where you could protect a given geographic location. We don't do that anymore. We found that when companies are in the same area and work together, they are by far way more successful than doing it on their own. We've got several spots around the country. Atlanta comes to mind immediately, where we've got lots of BeeSafe companies that work together. It's really us against those big companies, and it's easier when you've got the support of businesses doing the same thing. So we don't do the protected territories anymore. So to answer your question, yes, you must attend a session of the OLCI to become a certified BeeSafe applicator. That is a prerequisite. You can't just sign up to be a BeeSafe applicator. We know that training is that important. And attending a session of OLCI live, if you can, is the feedback we get from guys who've attended the program is really, really good. It's a great program. You learn a lot. It's a lot of information to pack into a week-long session, but it's worth it. So, and again, it is here in Manchester, New Hampshire. If you'd like, we can get you the exact details. But speak to somebody in admissions there, and they will get that all to you. So, guys, I'm going to wrap up. I thank you for you joining me today. I appreciate the time. Please reach out to us with any questions, whether you're an existing company, a startup, a veteran. We think we've got a great business opportunity and a great industry. We're growing faster than most brands, and we'd certainly appreciate it if you take a hard look at joining our network and help us grow, and we can all be successful. So thanks for the time today again. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.